After the Wolves versus Chelsea game, the Wolverhampton coach came out and said that he doesn't like the body language of Matheus Cunha. So apparently, report has appeared from Sami Mokbel that a host of English Premier League clubs are interested in him, including Chelsea, Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. A lot of them. We'll be discussing about them. Got an update on Alejandro Garnacho. Looks like Chelsea will be putting a bid for him, and it looks like Napoli is trying to fast track the whole thing. Considering Casida, it looks like there have been an agreement agreed with one of the, is it Torino or Lazio, one of them. We'll be discussing about it in this video, and we got an update on Axel Disasi as well, Ugochukwu Emeka, Tosin Adrabayo. These are the host of one of the, these are one of few things we'll be discussing in this video. But first of all, come back to the channel. This is Papi Knows Football. First of all, like the video. It goes a long way to telling the algorithm that we are doing something right here. And at the end of the day, you like what I'm doing here, you should subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out any updates. So let's get straight into it. Let's get into the hottest gist. Matheus Cunha. Obviously, after the Chelsea versus Wolves game, the coach came out and said he doesn't like the body language of the player, that he wants to win, but every other player there equally wants to win. So, and I think Fabrizio said that the player wants to leave. Apparently, earlier part of the window, there are talks of Wolverhampton trying to extend his contract and to insert a release clause, give him a more improved salary, for the 6 months, then sell him in the summer. But it looks like Matheus Cunha wants to leave, and obviously we did the business with Wolf where we got that speedrunner Pedro Neto, who hasn't worked out at Chelsea. But Matheus Cunha, so far so good. He has been one of the best forward. I think apart from Mohamed Salah, Erling Haaland, Kopama, I think he's the 4th player with the highest goal involvement in the league. He already has 10 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League, and it looks like, according to Sami Mokbel, Matheus Cunha is on the radar of Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Spurs, and Arsenal. So a host of clubs are interested in him. But one club that is I won't say surprised, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest actually tabled a bid for Wesa of Brentford. So, bro, that I think Nottingham Forest is trying to be a serious team. And as you can see, they recently acquired Edu, who was previously at Arsenal as their sporting director. I don't know whether he has resumed, but Nottingham Forest is moving very, very ambitious. They are really serious in securing the top 4 and playing the Champions League. And this, in as much as like the Cunha deal, I'm like, I'm not really convinced on him. I'm not really convinced on any signing we are trying to make this January. I haven't seen a signing. I'm like, yeah, this signing is going to improve us. But Cunha, based on the numbers I've seen and based on a little time I've seen him play, I think he's good. And he's a player that shoots into multiple positions. He can play as a left back, can play as a 10, can equally play as a false 9. Is he going to help us and solve our striking problem? I don't know. Now, what is going to be the problem? Maybe the fee. We have to know how much Wolves want for him. Obviously, there is definitely going to be a bidding war because 4 clubs are interested in him. So we have to see what happens on this deal. But Matheus Cunha is a deal we should keep our eye on. Obviously, Arsenal, I think they are the clear favorite, but Chelsea are in now. It's a whole different ballgame, and we have to see coming the remaining 2 weeks of this transfer window. We have to see whether Chelsea makes a move for Matheus Cunha or not. But definitely Chelsea has confirmed that they are going to be getting in a forward player before the end of January. So according to Fabrizio, we are still on forwards. Alejandro Garnacho, like I said, update has dropped that Alejandro Garnacho is a top target for Chelsea. They have included his name among the 3 to 4 options for the winger position. Chelsea have had fresh contact with Manchester United for Garnacho today. They will have more contact in the next coming days. But according to sources coming from Sport Italia, Alejandro Garnacho is edging closer to move to Napoli after a new offer was sent to Manchester United. Now, a lot of news like this is what you get in transfer. Yeah, actually, definitely a part that said that if Manchester United should I say compromise or work together with Napoli for them to sign Garnacho, then in the summer they might be giving them a discount on Victor Osimhen. Now you cannot ship Victor Osimhen out like that. Obviously he's a player I want us to sign, but I don't look like Chelsea at this point in time. They don't really look serious about him. You get me? But you can't ship Victor Osimhen out like that. The player has to agree to make the move first of all. And there are reports equally saying that Alejandro Garnacho would like to stay in the Premier League, and that's why he would love to sign for Chelsea. And obviously at the Wolves game, his agent was present there. He came there to watch the Chelsea versus Wolves. And like I said, we have to see what happens from here with Alejandro Garnacho. Like I said, I have a mixed opinion on him. I'm not like a lot of majority of our fan base are like, don't bring him. I'm just stuck in between. I think I've seen him. Honestly, I like him. You get me? So I might be a little bit biased, but I think he has potential. But is his potential going to improve us? I don't see that. But he's a player I like. So I'm not like really sure where I stand in this issue. If he comes, fine. If he doesn't, I'm pretty much okay. If he doesn't, yeah, because of his issue, his attitude problem and stuff. But like I said, I'm not really sure where I stand on this Garnacho deal. Now let's move on. Axel Disasi. According to Simon Sports, Chelsea also have had permanent and loan offers for defender Axel Disasi from Premier League teams and clubs in Europe. Bayer Leverkusen are among them. He will be allowed to go if the deal is right. Obviously, I've said this, I think a week or two ago, that Bayer Leverkusen are one of the clubs interested in him. Obviously, the report said that Juventus were interested in him as well. But things, it looks like Juventus were never, or Juventus kind of moved for a different profile. A different profile, a different type of centre back for in Axel kind of leaving Axel Disasi, who, according to Fabrizio, he said that he's definitely leaving this January. I don't know whether he's on a loan or on a permanent transfer. Sam Ransaki, obviously we saw him play against Aston. I think he played against Shamrock. He didn't make the cut for Morecambe because he was sick, but in the transfer window there are talks of sending him on loan to Coventry because Lampard is there, and Lampard wanted him. So according to Simon Sports, he said that Sam Ransaki, who made his debut for the first team this season, is wanted on loan by Coventry City and also has approached from clubs in Europe. This is very good. He's a young player. Go to the Championship. I think we have sent players like Mason Mount when he was at Chelsea, players like Chris James, we send them to Championship to go get experience. So I think it's all right. He go there, get his experience. If he's going to get into the first team, if he's like quality enough to get into the first team, then fine. If he's not, then he gets sold. Give us an update on Ugochukwu. Obviously, in the past few weeks, we have been getting almost the same information or little to no information on Ugochukwu, whether he's leaving or whether he's staying. But Simon Johnson has said that Chelsea are still prepared to loan midfielder Ugochukwu to Strasbourg or Dortmund. A Premier League club expressed an interest on Monday too. Which Premier League club, I don't know. But this Ugochukwu, I don't have to come here and start talking. I've said a lot about him. He needs to go on alone. He needs to play. And actually, I want him to go at Strasbourg so he could play with players like Ugochukwu. I think it's a very physical league. If Chelsea if he has any shot at Chelsea, I think go to Strasbourg, play there for 1 or 2 seasons. If he's going to be integrated back into the squad, then we see how that goes. If not, the value goes up. The board sells him. Like, obviously, we're a supermarket, so that's basically what we do. We are now a selling club. According to Matt Law, he says that Chelsea will therefore assess their midfield options before the transfer window shuts and consider whether they need to recall a loanee such as Leslie Ugochukwu or Andre Santos, or even try to make a new signing. But Simon's Sports has said a different update. He said that the prospect of midfielder Leslie Ugochukwu being recalled from his loan at Southampton is unlikely. Now he's starting to play more regularly under the new coach Ivan Jovic. Now, like I said, different report. These are These two sources are very, very trusted sources. Simon Sports is of the Athletic. Matt Law is a source very, very close to Chelsea. So just do with the information whatever you like. Believe whoever you choose to believe in this. But I think Chelsea might recall one of them. We need to recall one of them. Against Manchester City, I think we have only Caicedo and Drusbiho, and we don't have anybody on bench because Zerk Asidai has been out of the squad because obviously he's leaving. And Renato Vega is equally out of the squad because obviously he's leaving. So in that midfield, we are literally naked. You get me? So we need to bring in someone back. But on Zerk Asidai, which I just mentioned now, Torino has beaten the competition from Lazio to land the Chelsea midfielder Zerk Asidai. Details set to be formalized today. The agreement between the clubs was reached around 10 to 12 million plus bonuses, in addition to a very high percentage on future resale. This is no longer news. Finally, he's getting his move. Thank you. It's done. Bye. The Chelsea recoup their money, which they always wanted. It's a very, very good happy, and I'm gutted that he's leaving. But it is what it is. We need to move players. You get me? We need to move players. So, according to Simon Sports, he said that Chelsea are now willing to loan out Renato Vega if playing and economic conditions are met for the left back. Marcel has joined the race. Now, Renato Vega, a host of clubs from Europe, not just in the Premier League. Wolves, Juventus, Stuttgart, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, a lot of them, even Marcel. You see, a lot of teams are interested in getting him on loan, and we'll have to see how that happens. So it looks like him equally is leaving, and there are talks of recalling Caleb Wiley. I don't know what Caleb Wiley is going to do in this team, but there are talks of sorry, feeling sleepy. There are thoughts of him recalling Caleb Wiley. So let's move on. Tosin Adrabayo. Obviously, when this transfer window started, there were talks that Enzo Maresca doesn't believe in Tosin Adrabayo and Axel Disasi. But as you can see, Tosin Adrabayo, I think, like I said, the player I backed heavily before the season started. He played some few matches, he was not good, and he was dropped, which I heavily supported because I think Chelsea comes first. I always back Chelsea players, but it comes first. But since this year, he has been very, very good. Playing against Morecambe, scoring 2 goals. Playing against Wolves, scoring 2 goals, and was very, very good defensively alongside Trevor Chalobah. You get me? There are talks of Brighton being interested in him, and he might be leaving, and clubs are interested in him. Blah 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 blah. But Uncle T is not going anywhere. If you don't know who is Uncle T, Uncle Tosin, because that's his name in the Chelsea dressing room. So according to Simon Sports, Tosin Adrabayo is not a player considered for sale by Chelsea. Happy with Chelsea and Maresca. According to Fabrizio Romano, not Simon Sports. So yeah, these are the transfer news. Obviously, I could have gone more and talk. I don't know what I like, but you can see I'm really, really tired, and I need to sleep. But I need to get this video out now. Shoot it. So I'm gonna edit it and drop it in the morning. You hear me? So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if any updates on transfer comes on, definitely I'll be there to update you. Go be.